Hi, I'm Andrea Everett, Associate Superintendent with the Office of Teaching and Learning. In this video, I would like to answer questions families may have about grade progression as it relates to the Alaska Reads Act. The Alaska Reads Act requires that families are informed about grade progression for all students in grades K through 3. The law also requires that for all third grade students who, 1, have a reading deficiency as identified by the spring screener, and 2, who do not demonstrate sufficient reading skills to progress to 4th grade, school staff and parents must determine whether to promote the student to the next grade level. If parents request that the student is promoted, they must sign a waiver acknowledging the deficiency and agreeing that the student will participate in 20 hours of reading instruction over the upcoming summer. What is grade progression? Grade progression simply means moving to the next grade level. Typically, we say a student is retained if they do not move to the next grade level. The Alaska Reads Act language uses the term grade progression. Therefore, our information will match those terms to be consistent with the law. Why is this information important to my family? When a student scores in the well below average range on the AimsWeb Plus screener, schools are required to write an individual reading improvement plan and inform parents about grade progression procedures. We want you to know that the decision is ultimately yours as a family, but that your school team will provide you with all relevant information and a recommendation. What does the research say about retention? Most current research indicates that retention may lead to relatively small, short-term gains in academic performance, but while the gains may be apparent in the first year or two after retention, those gains tend to diminish until there is no measurable long-term difference in academic performance. Retention may increase the risk for negative outcomes, especially at higher grades. Your school principal has more extensive information if you would like to know more about the research. How do I know if my child should progress to the next grade or be retained? There are many factors to consider, including academic data from multiple sources, behavior, social-emotional factors, age, physical size, and more. Principals have a tool called Lights Retention Scale 5th edition, or LRS-5, that may be used if your child remains in Tier 3 or well below average range following the winter screening test. The LRS-5 considers 19 different factors that influence the success of grade promotion or retention. It is not used by itself to determine whether a child is retained, but you may find it helpful in your conversations with your school team. The final decision rests with the parent. If a parent is not involved in the process or does not make the decision, the final decision is made by the school principal. Who can I talk to if I have questions? Your school principal, the school psychologist, or your child's teacher are all good sources of information about grade progression.